don't be shy. Become friends with them. Be reliable. Creating intrigue. If you are an introvert, like most farmers are, don't hesitate. Just go and do it. So my first tip is to be reliable. Reliability is extremely important because your chefs are waiting for you and you need to be on time so that they can be on time. Talking from experience, if the farmer, the producer doesn't show up when you need them to, everything can get stalled, and that means your clients or your service is delayed and everyone's rushing around and it can become very, very chaotic. So as a chef or as a restaurant owner, you want to be able to depend on your producer, and that means showing up when you say you're going to show up. Don't hesitate on telling them if there's an issue so that they can plan accordingly as well. Also, just being reliable is the basis of good business. They will continuously come back to you because they know they can depend on you. The second strategy would be creating a fantastic relationship with your chef. Relationships are really the basis of any kind of business transaction, and having a reliable, established, beneficial relationship and an equal one creates longevity for your business. I would say that as much as you can, become friends with them, because they will keep coming back to you for that reason in particular. The relationship that you create will withstand even like the biggest errors in your orders, in your invoicing, in your quality. People will overlook a lot of things if you have a really, really good relationship. Not that you want to overlook them or that they should be overlooked, but it does create a bond that can overlook those items. Number 3 is flexibility. Being flexible is utterly important because things will always change last minute, and you can't predict them, you can't expect them, but they will happen, and it's just a matter of being flexible, whether the time changes, the delivery location changes, their order changes last minute. You have to stay flexible, because if you don't, they can find someone else that will. So staying flexible is really, really, really important. And it does, again, retain a relationship with them that can withstand time and can outshine other producers. Number 4 is don't be shy. Don't hesitate to send your list out. If you are an introvert, like most farmers are, you really, really shouldn't hesitate, because you will miss all of the sales if you don't just put yourself forward and send out your list on a regular basis. And a little bonus trick, changing the order in which you send your list. So if you have a new item that you want to add to your list, make sure to put that at the top. So it doesn't look like you're copying and pasting your list every week. You want to keep it interesting, you want to keep them engaged, and it does help them notice that you are growing something new, you're adding something new, and you're wanting to encourage them to buy from you. So the last tip is creating intrigue. For example, I have this crazy looking plant, which is called cardoon. It is the cousin of artichokes, so it doesn't create the flower that you eat, it's the stalks that you eat. So for this particular plant, you must blanch it because it's very fibrous and very bitter as well. And you want to remove the sunlight so that it doesn't photosynthesize, therefore there's less chlorophyll in it, and the fibers become a lot more tender and edible, digestible. So this is a plant that I am experimenting with to kind of push the kitchen here at Old Mill in this particular scenario to get creative and to create some kind of curiosity that they would want to push their limits a little bit. So selling to chefs, selling to restaurants is really about pushing their limits as well. You want to create something that keeps them coming back, being a weird variety of vegetable or flower or aromat or anything like that, so that they, have a reason to keep being intrigued and being creative. That's the whole point. It's an art form. So I would say creating some form of intrigue or creativity that keeps them interested and again creates a longevity in their relationship with you. I just had to show you guys one more really intriguing vegetable that I've been experimenting with. It's called it's the Castle Franco variety of radicchio. I just think they're absolutely beautiful. It's called the tulip of winter, so it actually extends your season much longer than you would normally, especially here in like very cold winters. Quebec, they tolerate minus 10 degrees or even more. So this is something that's, especially for markets, if you have winter markets, they're a high value crop and they're really beautiful and really delicious. And we're not used to eating radicchio in Quebec yet. So I think this is really, really fun. And there are so many varieties that you can choose from. This is a different type of radicchio. That's another one. So, I mean, it's something that keeps it interesting for you as a producer and for chefs who want to find new and exciting vegetables. I have one more bonus tip as well. Keep in mind that when you are sending your list, restaurants usually operate on the weekend. So think about adapting when you're going to send your list. They're focused usually between Thursday and Sundays, and farmers usually operate between Mondays and Fridays. So if you can adapt, send your list on a day that they will for sure look at it and for sure be able to plan for the week coming up. So that kind of concludes the being flexible, creating your relationship, being reliable, and don't be shy. Thank you.